Hello everyone, this is Jake, and today we are back again to talk more about the Girls Frontline 2. And today I'm going to introduce you guys into the red zone. In the last video, we talked about Ground Zero area, where they talked about how it being the source of the collapse radiation, and where it's located, and what kind of impact it has on the terrains close by, and all this different structure it was shaping up and whatnot. So this time around, it's about the red zone. And it sounds still quite dangerous, but not much as the Ground Zero was. And we'll get into the translated information and we'll talk about it more afterwards. So let's get right into it. So the red zone. The red zone is a heavily infected area that should be focused and prioritized on its purification. And they have made some kind of agreements with the European organization for its restoration and the promotion of the radioactive contaminated areas. I think what it really means is most likely this area is under restoration process and the European governments are involved with the process with some types of agreements, and we don't know what the agreement is all about. They haven't really explained it yet. Maybe it has to do with some of the kind of UN from the Girls Front one. It's called the URNC, but it's basically the same thing as a UN in real life. So they have all this like Soviets, they have Russians, they have European countries, they have a Chinese, they have America. They all kind of forming up together and have this like UN. We'll talk about more of that in the different video maybe, but let's continue with the translation. So continue with the red zone information. Significant concentrations of decaying radiation are present in this area and must be precisely protected when entering this area, whether human or non-human. So red zone sounds much like Ground Zero, where it's highly dangerous for both humans and non-humans. But at the same time, looking at this picture they posted, the red zone looks like much more bearable place compared to what Ground Zero looked like. And next, they talk about the faction competitions, and they say the resident population is a human being that is close to nothing but unknown. Man, it almost sounds like a fucking riddle. But I think they mean there are some kind of human being lives around this area. The population is unknown, and it's also unknown what kind of human being they are. And there is a large amount of alien infected wandering around this area as well, so it's still very dangerous around this area to travel around, I'm assuming. Next thing they talk about is surface construction. The most of the buildings in this area remain, but the degree of damage is very high. So there are few traces of delayed artificial involvements. So as you can see, the roads are still there, but it's heavily damaged. And when they say artificial involvements, I'm meaning there's gonna be some kind of human contract or trace of them, as you can see from this vehicle right here. So that's what they're probably hinting into. So next thing they talk about is the scenery. The desert is predominantly deserted. Due to the frequent collapse, storms, and the several loose of the soil, the region has a poor vegetation, and the valleys are horizontal and low, and the surface is frequently subjected to high concentration of the decay radiation, resulting in some degree of normalization. In some lowlands, a large site, dense distribution, and a stylish flora. In the off-season, the radioactive concentration in the area is significantly lower than in surrounding. And in bloom, the radioactivity concentration in the area is rapidly increased. These plants exhibit external similarity and the color within single area. Similar characteristics, but there are certain differences in the appearance and the color of the plants grouped between the same areas. Damage signed, overturned vehicle lines, and helicopters were scattered on the rugged red ground. No one knows what happened in this area. So overall, that's all about the red zone. They don't sound bad as the Ground Zero was, but I think it's still quite dangerous, and you have to wear protective gears and whatnot to travel around this area once again, so it's still quite dangerous basically. And someone asked me about the question, why would Commander be traveling around this dangerous area? And if you go and read the description of Girls Frontline 2, it says that we are the bounty hunter in this game. And most likely we'll be the one doing the dirty work for the higher ups, I'm assuming. So most likely we don't have much choice but to travel around these areas to hunt down the whatever target that we are looking for to keep on living and keep our lives together. And another thing I picked up when looking at this photo is I think these red flowers here might be connected with the red flower we saw in the PB, where it seems to give some kind of energy or some kind of power to create these robotic arms to the enemies we fight. So I think overall this is another excellent setting of the Girls Frontline 2's universe, and I hope to see more, and I'll be making another video soon about another zone that they rebuilt recently. Anyways, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today, and hope you guys enjoyed this video, and leave the comments on to share your thoughts on what you think about this red zone area, and subscribe if you haven't already, like and follow if you want to see more from Girls Frontline 2 and other contents I create. But anyway, thanks all for watching. I'll see you guys next time with more videos. Bye bye.